All right, so doing this video because tomorrow marks our ninth anniversary of being married, Noelle and I. It's crazy because 9 years has really went by pretty quick, and I know a lot of people say, "Oh, the time has went by fast," but honestly, 9 years went by really, really quick. Noelle and I have been through a lot, not of our doing necessarily, but just outside influences. I remember, once when we were first dating and I thought about proposing to her, there's so many issues going on. From trying to get accepted by her family to, the fact that I was, the only son, and my mom, I think, knew that, yep, he's probably never going to move back home. I was still in Indianapolis at the time, which is still close to, it was a 4 hour drive, 4.5, 5 hour drive. But I think she knew that I was never coming back to my hometown to stay. And, there was so much going on. And Noelle and I had a lot of growing up to do. She had a previous marriage that didn't work out so well, so she was battling that. She was trying to find who she really was, dealing again with a lot of family issues on her side, and where to go with that. Me, on the other hand, I was beyond that point of terms of dealing with, my ex, because I was divorced longer than her. And my family wasn't really in my business and things like that, like her family was. They're no longer like that, but they were in her business. Mine was career, and being really deep into that. And at the time, I was working at Lockheed Martin. And so I just had a house, and everything was going the direction I had been planning for it to go. I'd literally rebounded off of the divorce that I was going through in the years of me just being, careless and with money. And after I got divorced, I was just wild. I went everywhere, spent money everywhere. Instead of saving that money and traveling, I spent that money just being silly. And but I soon bought my first brand spanking new car. Bought pretty much a brand new house, large house. Still have yet to buy a house as big as that one. And I was just so sure that this was the final piece. I thought with that big house we were going to fill it up with kids, and everything seemed set. And to be honest with you, even though we sold that house and we had moved to New Mexico and moved to Seattle and then here, I always knew in the back of my mind that Noelle and I was forever. I always knew that. She would ask, like, how did you know? And I said, after a few dates, I knew that you would be someone who I knew my mom would be proud of, my mom would accept. I knew that you were someone who I could really and truly trust, and someone who I knew that would have my back. Now, that's not saying that no one's perfect, by no means, no. But I knew that she was someone worth fighting for, and all the struggles that we went through were worth it. Like dealing with the issues in terms of her family, dealing with her growth identity issues, dealing with me, and, me being really rough around the edges and her smoothing those out. Because I've said that many a times. I mean, she smoothed those out. And just her having belief in me and faith in me, which wasn't always the case in my previous relationship. Noelle did that, and so to me, I knew that we would get married. And I remember the first time that we actually, Noelle spent some alone time with my mom. And it was at a family reunion. And so my mom was sitting there talking to her sisters, and Noelle was sitting next to me, and I was talking to Mama a little bit. And some other relative of mine was waving at me and was saying something. So I said, I'll be right back. Now, I could have easily waited and went over there, but I went over there instantly because I wanted Noelle and my mom to talk. Because prior to that, my sister was at home at my mom's house, and Noelle and my sister, the one that I'm close to, or closest to, were talking, and as we were leaving, my sister said, "Now I like her." For my sister to say I like her, I knew that it was good. That was the first time she had met my sister. And I knew that things were good because my sister does not, me being the youngest, very protective. So with my mom, I wanted to give Noelle and my mom that opportunity because Noelle was a little worried that my mom wouldn't like her. I said, as long as you're a good person, my mom's going to like you. She can tell if you're a good person or not. So Noelle was nervous. Now I look back and I can tell she's nervous. I'm talking to my relative. I come back about 15 minutes later and I can see my mom laughing and smiling a little bit. And I'm like, all right, cool. Later on, my mom says she liked her. She's like, I like her. She's not disrespectful like the other one was. And I knew from my mom, respect is big. And I knew everything was good. That was the big test for me. If my family was cool with Noelle, then I knew that it wasn't just all me thinking that she was great. Because I felt like she was the best thing ever. Even though she had some issues, obviously. Um, still does. But I knew that if they were cool with her, everything would be fine. And it seemed like to me that we got married just the other day. I'm looking at uh, one of my wedding pictures with my mom in it. I keep it up there. I've kept it up there for a couple of years now. And our wedding was something that was very special, like every wedding. But this one was really, really key. My mom was in this beautiful blue dress, and that was the first and only time that she wore it. Was that time she bought that dress just for our wedding. And when my mom passed, my sister said, "Should she wear this dress?" And so I said, "If you would, please." So my mom is buried in the dress that she went to our wedding on. So my mom only wore that dress one time, which was at the wedding, and then when she passed, that was the dress that she was put in. And one of the other things that's kind of unique about this year, on our ninth year, so my mom passed this year. She wore the blue dress again, and so that's not a happy moment. But what is pretty cool is we had some. Hold on a second. Let me see what they're called. Hey, I'm trying to do a sensitive moment. I forgot what the flowers are called. I mean, I'm a dude. But anyway, so hydrangeas. Hydrangea flowers were in our wedding. And some of Noelle's friends, who they looked beautiful on that day. Noelle looked amazing on that day. And I remember those flowers, they were blue, kind of purplish looking. And when we first moved to this house, Noelle said 2.5 years ago, she's like, I'm going to put these hydrangeas in. And she planted them out there, and nothing happened the first year. Nothing happened the second year. The only time those flowers started to bloom was this year. That's when they started to bloom, and now they've actually budded, and they're blue and purple. We didn't even know. We thought they were going to be something else. But they're the exact same colors of what we... And what was great about it was my mom's dress matched the flowers, and she didn't know that at all. she didn't know what flowers we were having. And these beautiful blue flowers are the exact same color. Blue and purple and the light blue and all of that are the exact same colors that were the flowers that we had in our wedding. And they only started to bloom this year. 9 years has been amazing, Noelle. It has had its moments of us really squeezing tight and holding tight. But 95% of the time has been really, really amazing. I am honored to that you said yes to me, and I think that you've made me a better man, a better person, and I hope that I've done a little bit to make you better. But you absolutely are everything that I had always hoped for, but never really thought I could actually get. People tell me all the time that I'm very lucky. People tell me all the time that you should be very proud, and I am. Sometimes when you're blessed so much, you don't really know how to express it because it's a bit overwhelming. But when I tell people that I'm blessed, I really am. I'm blessed with a beautiful wife, someone who has a beautiful heart, someone who's really, really caring, who's very sensitive, sometimes to a fault. And I'm blessed with 3 beautiful kids. I really and truly lucked out. This has been a difficult year, especially with my mom passing. Noelle's mom's not doing so well either. So it's been a challenging year. But through it all, we've stuck together. We've dealt with a lot. We've had a lot of wonderful moments. She got me a card, and she was counting from 2010 to 2019. And she also had went to the store and got some fake hydrangea flowers, which are the same colors as what we had in our wedding, and I put those up in the window. But I really appreciate you. And tomorrow, which is our official anniversary, so you guys are probably going to see this video on our anniversary day. I'm doing it the day before this video, obviously. But tomorrow we're going to actually have a wonderful time, go out, catch a movie, relax, spend some time away from the kids, go and have dinner and that type of thing. So it's going to be nice. Anyhow, I love you, Noelle. Happy 9th anniversary. Many, 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 many more. Thank you. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you. Take care.